welcome to the 19th episode of the Londonderry View. We are so excited to be here this evening. You may notice that we have a very special guest star. We actually have two guests tonight for you, but our youngest guest tonight is our Charles Brown, and you all were really a part of his first 6 months here with us in Londonderry. So welcome, Charlie. We're happy to have you with us. It's another special day today, too. We're actually filming on the first day of fall, or the first day of autumn, which is exciting for those of us who just love the four seasons, and we all do. So we thought we'd just kind of start with a quick, what do you love about it being the first day of fall, or as some people say, the last official day yesterday of summer. So Bonnie, what's your favorite part of this?
My favorite part is the churning of the leaves. I love to watch the leaves churn. And they look so pretty when they do.
Oh, they do. They look beautiful.
And
I'm surprised that I'm already seeing a lot of the reds.
the red.
I didn't expect it so soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a real sign for us that.
Yes, it is.
You know, and Kath, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I don't like the trees changing because I'm not done with summer yet, and I will be wearing flip-flops until we have frost on the ground. I can promise you.
Even then, you'll still be wearing
Probably, knowing me, yes. Yeah. I actually like the cool evenings, and like if you sit outside and you have the fire pit going. I just like the smell of like the smoke in the air, you know, it's
The crispness.
the crispness,
too.
it's kind of, and it's cozy, you know, put on a big bulky sweater and sit around the fire, you know, I like that.
Yeah.
I agree. I always have a hard time understanding why some people will choose to live like in a warm place year round, and you know,
I like
Or
the
go
change
down
of
to Florida
seasons.
in the winter.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I could do that.
Do you think?
I know,
you're
I
always
could do
the different
that.
one.
Yes, I know, I could do that, though.
You could do it year round, you think?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I'd like to come back to visit. If I didn't have all the kids and grandkids here,
you'd
I
probably go
would
down.
definitely go for the winters.
For the winter.
I
Yeah, see, for the
definitely
You
winter.
could
would.
broadcast live from Florida.
Yeah, I would definitely go for
Oh,
the
I
winters.
see what you mean. You wouldn't live there, but you
Just
could
for the
live,
winter.
Just like a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could like that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
not a snow
understand that for people
person.
who are, you know, you're not elderly, but
Here we
the
go.
people,
You have to watch
the
what you
people,
say.
yes,
Yeah.
the
Our
people
youngster here.
who have a hard time clearing off their cars driving in the snow, I think it's
Yeah.
a smart choice.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
it
that I
is,
think I
but the
could like a
kids
couple
keep me
months.
here. The
Yeah,
they
grandkids,
really
and
do.
that's why I don't ever,
Yeah.
because I have a place I could go at my son's, you know,
Right,
but
too, if you wanted to.
it just, I don't like leaving everybody on this end.
Yeah.
It's hard, it's a
Because
hard
it's a
decision.
great distance in a way too.
Yeah.
You know. But then what I do like is, as much as I look forward to the summer when you can wear like, you know, going sleeveless and being less
Right.
bulky clothes.
Flip-flops.
But now I'm to that point
Go back to
that
the
now I
flip-flops.
want, like I'm kind of looking at the sweat.
big cozy
and
sweaters.
my
Sweaters.
sweatband.
Yeah.
and-
Oversized sweater.
Yeah, the oversized
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
The fire again and the outside
Right.
fire, you know. And Kirby, what's your favorite?
Apple picking.
And before you know it.
And my
I
apple
know.
crisp.
Oh,
And before you know it, we're going to get Charles out there picking apples.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, he already loves trying to eat them.
apples and
Yeah. So how about you?
I'm with you. I love that
picking.
when I drive around all over the town, really all over
We're
the
known
state.
for apple picking.
But I mean, the apples on the trees, you watched them just go from small little buds, and now there's the reds and the greens, and
Yeah.
All the
yeah,
colors.
all the colors. It just
They match
yeah.
the trees. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's just beautiful.
Fall's my favorite.
And then they taste so darn
I
good
know.
too. You know.
Yeah,
I
do.
stopped in one of our local orchards like 2 weeks ago, and they already had some that you could. They even had the little samples out and all. And then, you know, I bought a bag. They were delicious, and I like to cut them up and just have chunks of cheddar cheese with the apples. And I went through probably 3 in one day. I think there's something about them when they're fresh picked from New Hampshire. I might add, from Londonderry, New Hampshire. They just taste so much better.
They are
So-
pretty good.
Last weekend, we stopped at an orchard up in the Seacoast area and got a fresh apple pie. It was still hot out of the oven. And brought that home,
Where
stuffed
was
it.
our invite?
Good vanilla ice cream to go with it.
Yeah, I stopped at the food store on the way home. I ran in and grabbed a couple of things of Breyer's ice cream and went home. It was so good because it
mouth
was
is
still, the
watering.
pie was still warm.
Too bad we didn't have apple pie tonight.
That would have been
fun.
You
That
thought of
really
that a
would
little
have
too
been
late,
fun.
didn't you?
Yeah. Sorry.
But apples are kind of our theme too now that I think of
Yes.
Kirby's design of
Right.
the apples.
Yes. On our
cups.
And our apples
Yeah.
on our cups.
Right.
And
It's
our
the
apples
logo
on-
for
It
Londonderry.
really
pretty
is,
much.
Yeah.
you know, so.
Because we have 3 orchards, right? Elwood, Sunnycrest, and Max Apples
Max
all
Apples.
have you pick apples. Sunnycrest has a corn maze. They all have, you know, the little shops where they sell like the bags of apples, the apple
Yes.
pies. So
And
The
everyone
apple
is
crisp.
Oh.
They have all that, yeah, they sell
Yeah.
the apple crisp.
Yeah.
And don't forget the donuts, the cider
Oh,
donuts.
especially
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
to single one out, but Sunnycrest.
Yeah.
The other day, I was talking to Kevin in his office, and he wasn't answering me. I was wondering why his mouth was full of cider donuts. So he finally offered me one when I just stared at him.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not a donut eater, but
The
Those
cider
are good.
donuts.
cider
so
donuts are
good.
the only ones, yeah.
That tempt you.
Yeah,
that
they
you-
are.
Yeah, they are really good.
Yeah,
They're
so
very
And I know Bonnie, the baker over at Sunnycrest, little shout out to her, one of the best bakers, I think, in the land.
Really?
yes, it's
But
very good.
everything's made with love and just over the top.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been over there.
To Sunnycrest.
Yeah, I
They
don't
have a
know
little
why.
petting area too.
Oh,
Don't
petting
they
zoo.
Oh, they
have
do?
a little
They
animals?
I
do.
do, I
They
guess,
have goats.
Yeah.
most
Never
of those.
been
Goats.
to that one.
Yeah.
We've apple picked at Max.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
But
that's the one all our
never went
presidents.
to Sunnycrest.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Oh,
It just,
Bonnie, yeah, that's, well, you're making me think maybe we should do an off-site.
oh, would that be
taping.
nice?
Yes, I
Because
think
the
That's a good
woman
idea.
that
Yeah.
owns Sunnycrest,
Yeah, the family, yeah.
yeah, she
Yeah.
comes to our center.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
yeah, it's
Now
her
that could
family that
be-
owns
yeah,
it.
and her-
Yeah.
But I just never
What a
went
neat
over
idea.
there.
That could be something new for
I
us
think
to
I like
explore.
that idea. I like that
Yeah.
idea a lot.
Yeah, so that sounds great.
I was just gonna say there might be a little extra added noise.
But yeah, so again,
Audio.
happy autumn and happy
Yeah.
fall. And we wanted to kind of bring about the most recent hot topic that seems like we just can't get away from, and that's the floods, the great floods, the hurricanes
Yeah.
that have really hit our country hard.
And Puerto Rico really got hit
Oh,
again.
terrible.
Puerto
Second time. We
Yeah.
can't eat the microphone.
Yep. And,
Cannot eat it, baby.
I'll take him if you want.
No, we're good.
and then,
We're good.
with Puerto Rico, and then sadly the earthquake in
And
Mexico,
Mexico,
and
second
the aside
Terrible.
from the
They're
floods.
still, I don't
the
think
death
they
toll's
got the
past
little girl
300, I
out yet,
heard.
have they?
No, somebody was
No.
talking about that today. so
Yeah,
don't
I
think
know
they did. There's big
earlier
people
they didn't.
Trapped with her too.
Yes, but they could feel
Pray,
her,
pray,
they,
pray.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, it's so sad, but they can't move everything because
Yeah.
it will collapse on you.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get her out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm
That's
sure,
so sad.
I
yeah,
think that's happening as we're sitting here, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, oh my
it is.
gosh,
It's,
yeah.
In a
it's,
stable
Don't wanna
structure
eat
with
that.
nice
With
You
everything,
don't-
you
no,
know,
we
our
don't wanna
prayers
eat it.
out to all
Yeah.
of the people, our flood
Charles
victims.
doesn't like floods
and
either.
our,
or hurricanes
and our,
then-
or anything.
lots of-
Anybody. But no, it was nice for us to kind of all pull together and help locally, at least hurricane.
let me take them.
special shout out.
What? No
ahead.
special shout out.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to Kirby. because
Yes.
No.
She,
Yes,
she
definitely.
did a wonderful job organizing drop-offs, and the town responded in such a big way.
More than I ever expected. I
I-
put a single box in the foyer and at the police department, and people just.
I couldn't believe the rooms
Yeah.
over at Town Hall.
Tractorfuls, not
Yeah,
just.
yeah.
Or
I mean,
tractor.
everything
Yeah,
from the back of the room. You couldn't get into the room.
Yeah, which is awesome.
It was just, it was
it
a
really,
fantastic.
And I did get word from Finders Keepers that all of our things got down to
Oh,
Texas.
Oh, good.
beautiful.
And I believe she even brought some over to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
To right along the West Coast.
Right, right.
And so yeah, they got a lot of positive feedback. She was telling me they were getting letters back from the people in Texas about how awesome it was to be able to provide all of that stuff, especially the baby stuff, the baby formula, the baby
Oh, the
diapers, the
diapers.
wipes. The things, that are necessities. I mean, us, we can go a little while without eating and drinking, but babies, it's essential.
Right,
So they were very, very thankful. We had a shout out to Nini Bambini, where I went when I was pregnant. They're amazing. They brought loads of diapers and formula,
Wonderful.
and it's amazing how everyone donated and how much it took off. So.
It's wonderful how everybody can get
Pull
together
together.
Yeah.
and pull
Right.
and do that.
I just felt bad because once we ended that, the next one came, and I was like, oh,
The next
I'm just
hurricane.
gonna send around the
yeah.
Red Cross link at this point. Like,
I know.
no more.
I know.
So
Boy.
yeah, but a huge shout out also to Jake Butler and the Lawn Butler, because he not only donated his trailer and his time, but all of his men, both
Beautiful.
trips as well, and he stayed and unloaded there. And then Penske, who donated 2 16-foot trucks each time, and Janos, our public works director, for
Very nice.
driving. He told me to drive slow when we were driving to the storage unit, so I was like, oh, okay. So I'm going 35 miles an hour on 101. He got out of the car and he started like yelling, like, you weren't supposed to go that slow, and I was just like, sorry, because he wasn't comfortable driving the truck at
The
first.
big truck, yeah.
So so.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
And a perfect example too of Kirby was watching the news. You're a young mom, a young little baby
Hey,
at home.
I had your help. It wasn't just me. It was everybody.
But it was
police
that
department,
example of she saw it, she wanted to help, but she didn't just think about it and say, oh,
actually
she
acted
the
on
next
it.
morning she came in and the domino effect. Like she had the idea, she was
And then
just
had help from everybody else.
But
So.
it was just beautiful because
Yeah.
you
It was
everyone says we've
wonderful.
got so much on our plate, we don't have time to help, we don't have time. But she ran with it, and the Oak cried. It was
Yeah.
just, and people in our hallways.
Very
that were-
nice.
Yeah, really.
you guys
Yeah,
too.
it was just Kirby. It
Charlie,
was,
you
it just shows what one person can do,
do.
and
Yeah.
it was really
Yeah, well, thank
something
you.
to see. So that was a very nice,
So,
Kelly. Definitely.
Hopefully, no more catastrophic
Oh,
natural
let's
I
hope
disasters.
know, but
Right.
it's still the
Maria's
season.
still
Yeah.
She's still hanging in there.
hanging in there, so yeah,
But
hopefully
I
no
think
more.
we need to move on. We're
I
going to
think
take
you're
a break.
right.
We
We
have another interesting guest coming up.
Yeah, very special guest tonight with us. So great. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, and we are honored to have Officer Detective Chris Olson with us. Started off as an officer, and now he is Detective Chris Olson. And many of you may have seen him on the news or in the newspaper. He does a lot of the information, sharing for the town and throughout New Hampshire. So, Chris, thank you so much for giving up your
Welcome.
evening to be with us.
Anytime.
And we were excited that you would come on. We know you see firsthand so much that's going on in the community and throughout the state. But we thought, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into the police department and your journey and how you ended up here now as a detective.
Sure. I always knew I wanted to be a police officer. It sounds kind of cliche, but I did. I come from a very blue-collar family. My dad was a firefighter. Many of his friends were police officers, so I enjoyed seeing the work that they did and what they could do to give back to their community. So I went to college, studied criminal justice, and after I got out of college, I started applying to departments in southern New Hampshire. I was fortunate enough to get job offers from several departments, but when it came right down to it, I looked at the town of Londonderry, its citizens, what the department had to offer, and just everything, the totality of the circumstances, and it was a very easy decision to make to choose Londonderry to work for.
You're a good asset for Londonderry. So.
Thank you, appreciate that.
It really is, yeah.
It's been 10.5 years now that I've
crazy.
been hired. 6.5 of those I've been fortunate enough to be a detective, and in those 6.5 years I've held different roles.
Isn't that like the longest somebody's been in the detective unit without moving, back down to patrol or?
I think that Detective Don LeDuc did about 8 years.
He
I
did?
can't
Okay.
say for those who have been there before me, but yeah, I've been in there quite a while, and I've enjoyed every second of it. And hey, Charlie. How are you, bud?
Do you want me to take it?
Or want me to give you, I can take it for a minute too, Kelly.
He just Sorry, Chris is supposed to be your spotlight.
No, it's quite all right. You can help out here.
Child.
Chris has some beautiful little
He loves shirts.
Oh, look, you
A
want
little detour on the
a little
show.
show there. There we go. That's it. We got a little.
Of course,
now we're
he's
ready to go.
attracted to.
Oh, he's
This
talking.
sounds wrong. But
Okay,
he's
he's
attracted
ready-
to the manly figure.
He's
Like,
ready to
he likes the
listen.
manly figure.
He's ready to listen. Boy, so Chris, 10 and a half years though,
Yeah.
that is something. you
6.5
know?
as a detective, and during those 6.5 years, I've had the honor to serve different roles for the department. I was doing undercover drug work for a while. Then I moved on to doing the public information. I've been the public information officer for the town for almost 4 years now, and part of that, I developed a social media campaign for our town and our police department, and that's taken off like wildfire with the help of
Yeah, the
several.
Facebook page and everything.
Yeah,
you
several
do
of our
a
other
great
officers
job
have helped
with
out
that.
doing that. We have a whole social media team now, and it's really taken off. So
That's awesome.
really
And it's
appreciate
such
all
a
that.
help to the community because from the mom's page to to our personal pages, it can just connect and it brings all of us together to know firsthand and quickly what's going on.
And you guys are great when we need to post something too. You're very great
Oh,
at
my
like
goodness.
posting
Absolutely.
it instantly.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Help each other out. That's what it's all about, and
It really
it gives the
is.
citizens another way to communicate with the police and maybe see us on a different level. a
Chris
more
was
human
my
level.
contact for the PD with the flood stuff. He was grateful enough
Oh,
to
that's a good point
know,
too.
keep an eye on
Outstanding job by you,
things.
Kirby. Truly,
Thanks.
like,
Thank
that was
you.
amazing. Good work.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it really,
I had
really
your help and the help of the rest of the guys, but you were
that
the
was-
contact person for that.
Well,
over at the
I
PD.
remember Kirby got a call from you or an email saying that there was a
lot
lot
of
over at the police
donations.
department.
And then Sherry and I are like, oh, we'll just bring the dolly. We'll go over. We'll get all the things. And then we walked in. We're like, oh,
Over in our
okay.
high heels and the whole front of the police department. A credit to Chief Hart too, that
Yeah.
and everyone over there, that it was just amazing, and we were like,
I almost
but then
thought the
you
PD
know,
had more than us at one
I think
point.
so. So much it all had to be moved into the large room.
Yeah.
And, but it was
a
wonderful.
lot.
It was just an example of so many
So
people
we just
running
walked back
with it.
with a single bag.
Yeah,
with our
that
ankles
was,
on.
and
kinda left the rest.
that's that, and then something else that I know you wouldn't take all the credit for, but you were a big part of how it all came together. And I just love this is our police department parking lot now. Maybe you could share a little bit with everyone about how that's a safe zone now. It has the cameras, and if you need to drive. So tell us a little bit about that, because
the
more
drop off and the trading.
I think Londonderry was one of the early towns, or with town or city, to actually bring that to the community. So tell us about that.
Our chief, he's very progressive. He likes to be ahead of the curve, and we always are with everything we do. And in this instance, there was a lot of people involved with that, as far as getting our parking lot deemed a safe zone.
Goodness,
So
so
basically, what a safe zone is, we have the cameras. It's monitored 24/7. We have somebody in dispatch 24/7. It's very well lit, and it's a spot where you can do child custody exchanges and also online purchases.
So like when you
There's a
buy
lot of
things
scams
like
that
on
go on.
Craigslist and
Yeah.
stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you don't
sketchy,
know.
Like you ask
you don't know
people
who
to
you're
your
buying.
house and it's like, no thanks.
or who's going to show up. And I mean, 90% of the time,
I
good
utilized
people.
it once. I sold something
the safe
and I met the
exchange?
guy there.
How'd that work
Did
out?
you?
Perfect. I felt completely safe.
Of course.
Oh, right there.
Oh, I
See
did it
that?
right in
Oh, you
front.
did,
Yeah.
Kirby.
It was
so
a while ago. I
smart.
think it was like right
Wow.
when you guys first started it.
And you don't need to notify anybody that you're coming to do this. You can just show up in the
But there's
parking lot.
cameras
Yeah.
there.
There's
watching
cameras. It's
and
well
stuff.
lit, and
Wow.
so
Would it be 24 hours, Chris? Maybe you just said that. I'm sorry, but it
It's
is
24
24
hours.
hours, which is wonderful.
Yeah,
though.
and it's good for like child, like when you're passing your child along if it's a sticky situation and
Yes.
It
stuff
really
like
Yeah,
is.
that
you know,
is a
tough
good
for.
thing.
Makes people feel safe.
I remember years ago we had an old family van, which you don't have yet, but eventually,
No
we all
minivans
end up
for
with the
me, I'm
van.
good.
You may not have one
I
yet
like
either.
SUVs better.
The mom's
Yeah.
minivan,
No.
and like after 215,000 miles, we were selling it. And of course the dealership wouldn't give us anything, so we went to Craigslist, and
That's a lot of
someone,
miles.
someone wanted
Where'd
to
you
meet
go?
us, and I was determined to get my $2,000 for my mom's van that I loved, and I met at the Matthew Thornton School actually, because people were saying don't bring the person to
your
and they
house,
were a
yeah.
little shady when they came, but I felt better because at least I was close to the PD at that point. And a friend did go with me, a friend of ours. But but it's what now?
I was going to say,
now
how'd you
it's-
get home?
Luckily, the friend, a good friend of ours, John wasn't available, so that's a good point. How did I get
Yeah.
home?
I
had to
drop
ask
your
them
van
for a
off.
ride to give me a ride home. But yeah, Chris, excellent. So tell us another, not to use
What's
the word.
your favorite part of your job?
Yeah.
Favorite part of my job is being able to help people out with a major case. I like being able to see it all the way to the end. Do everything I can to get that closure for the victim. That's been the most rewarding and my most favorite part of the job. So, yeah, there's big cases. People oftentimes don't think that local police departments focus on these major cases, but in Londonderry we do. And we have a great success rate with solving some of these major cases like credit card frauds. People don't think, they think that they're just going to call the police department, file their complaint, and then it's going to get forgotten about. Not in Londonderry. We do everything we can to solve those, and we have
Especially
probably
for
the best solve
elderly
rate.
and stuff, like
Absolutely.
the scams too.
Yeah.
Oh, the elderly are the biggest target
Yeah.
for the scammers.
We've had Chris to the senior center a few times to talk about scams with the seniors there, like at a monthly breakfast.
And have you noticed a decrease in scams since then? Or
I've noticed
just out of
I've
curiosity.
noticed a decrease in the reports of scams
Okay.
because they're becoming educated enough where they stop
They
before
know.
we have to get involved.
Yeah, they know.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
I would
big
rather
thing.
not have to take all the reports because they're educated and they're
Yeah.
putting it into it right before it gets bad. So and it's been working out great.
That is a good thing.
Yeah.
And is there anything new out there that people should be aware of?
There's a lot.
Not
with,
even if you're a senior, I mean, just in general.
Yeah, there's a lot with the mirror sites. They're making websites that are identical to eBay and Amazon and PayPal right now.
Yeah, I would say Chase Bank had one
Yep.
that came up, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
really?
they're doing those mirror sites like that, and
Yeah.
they're identical, and oftentimes you can't tell the difference.
Yeah. That's
probably-
what,
I'm
that's
that
the one
person
I
who can't tell
seen
the
on
difference.
for Amazon.
Yeah.
Your mind's on,
Yeah,
you
it
bring
was
it on the other
unbelievable.
day.
Yeah.
It
And
looks
I
like
wouldn't
it's
think of that
from
either.
Amazon.
Yeah, and they ask for all your information.
Yeah, and because you have an order in, they said you have an order in, and we can't fill your order right now, so fill this form out, and so that we can send you the order, and it wants your address, your phone number, and they're only asking for I think it was like the last four of your
Every social.
You know,
Why did they need to
yeah.
ask for your social? if you're
I
ordering
don't,
something
I,
online?
but
Mirror
that's what
site,
it's,
probably.
yeah,
Right, but how many
definitely.
people fall for something
Yeah,
like
they
that?
do.
Oh, it's scary.
See, I would,
Well, because you're so occupied with so many other things today, and everything's so fast now.
Right.
We don't think about what the next steps sometimes because
Right.
everything we're so used to things being so much quicker.
There's a very big one going on right now too. I don't know if you're all getting phone calls that you say hello and then they hang up.
I wanted to ask about
Yeah,
that.
No.
people are spoofing phone numbers a lot now, and they're able to disguise their phone number as a different phone number, and all they're doing is looking for you to say hello,
And it's
or-
voice recognition.
I wanted to
or
ask
who
you
is
about
this, or
that.
something as simple as that, because they have your voice now, and they can play it when they're trying to compromise your debit cards or your credit cards over the phone.
Oh my god.
I
So
just
what
It's
should
getting
we
very
do?
See,
sophisticated.
I don't answer anything that I
Exactly.
don't
If you
You're
don't-
very
if you
smart
don't
about
get
all
the
this.
message-
Bonnie.
See, I'm not.
I
I'm
learn a
like,
lot
no.
from
So
what
what
you
about,
say.
there's a lot of, I've been getting a lot of calls, and it's a cell phone number that's doing that. And actually, yesterday, my phone rang at work, and I was like, all right, I'll just answer it this one time. So I said, hello, and this woman said, yeah, you just called my phone? I said, no, my phone's been charging on my
I've gotten one of
desk.
those. Yeah.
And I said, I didn't, she goes, you're sure? And I said, yeah, I didn't call this number,
That's
so-
scary.
The biggest thing they're trying to get you to do is they'll call from an unknown number. You'll answer the phone. You'll say hello. They'll say, "Is this Kathy?" And you'll say yes.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what they want. Is that yes? So
Just
that then
gonna
they
start
can
saying no.
they can record it,
Yeah.
and it's already being recorded without you knowing it. So
Yeah.
that when they call up your bank or your credit card, they can just play that yes. That's really what they're looking for.
So
And of
Bonnie,
course,
how do you handle it?
I
Because
have
my
them
first
all.
instinct
They're
is,
all
I
over
don't want to be.
Facebook. They
but
tell
do
you all about them.
Wow.
Bonnie's
but
big
you
on
pick
Facebook.
up-
Yeah, this,
But you
know.
don't say, like, you pick up your phone and do you say hello, or do you
I
kind of
don't
wait?
answer my phone to any number I
you
don't
don't
know.
know.
I
If they're important,
figured,
they'll leave a
they'll
message.
leave a message.
yeah, that's
Exactly.
how I feel.
Yeah.
If
That's
it's something
smart. That is
important,
smart.
because all my kids and grandkids and everybody, the important numbers are all in my phone.
Yeah. So it would
show
So it
up
would show their name
when it
Oh,
rings.
see,
it
that's smart,
rings.
Bonnie. It's
So
true.
I don't answer to anything,
We
and
have to
if they leave a
protect
message,
ourselves,
that's different,
yeah.
you know. And
When I get the unknown numbers, I don't answer, but then I go into my settings and I block that number.
Yeah.
So if it
But
calls
then-
again,
yeah.
but it just seems like it's different numbers.
Yeah.
that
But
you
it's
they
the
use-
same area.
It's a 401, you know, like it's a cell phone,
Yep.
and they're
Yeah.
always out of Salem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
there's a random number generator apps that they can just, they make a
Use.
phone call, they use that app, and it pops up with a phone number they don't even know they're using or calling from, so.
yeah, that's
Now, what about the
something.
credit card? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna
but-
say, so what do you do about that?
Yeah.
In
If
regards
if
to-
that's in regards to, I guess you don't know unless somebody's credit card information is stolen.
Right.
How? Yeah.
Oh, that's true until you hear that someone has a
I just
charge
keep-
or.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
monitor your bank accounts and your credit scores. There's the free credit scores that you can check
Right.
once a month.
Credit Karma.
Yep, things
Now-
like that.
I mean, I don't know how accurate that is.
I just, I got an email from our financial advisor today saying Experian had a big hack in it
Yes.
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They had a
I'm
giant
not following
hack.
the news,
It's
but
they had a hack last week.
Yeah,
too.
It was last
right,
week.
Yeah,
last week, but
yeah.
they said, I just got the email today, said it was
But
done
people's socials
yesterday,
taken
so.
and-
But I figure, I've got LifeLock, and I check my 2 credit
I still
cards
have to get
every
that.
day, so,
Yeah, the Experian hack was pretty major. Anybody who had checked their credit score in, I think, a year was pretty much affected by it. And
that would
that's-
be me.
Not
a lot
me.
of us,
I use
yeah.
Credit Karma.
But now the
But
credit
if you
card.
apply for a loan, though, you don't know what that
What
loan
they're
company is
using.
using to check your credit score.
I have an. Oh, yeah.
You know, if
Any-
you apply
anything.
for a
Yeah.
car loan,
Mortgage,
that you just don't,
Yeah.
yeah,
Until they reject you or say, wow.
you just don't know.
So just because you use one, you don't know what another company that's
Never mind.
working for you is using.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Is there a way to find out if
There's
they use
just so
that, or
many
is there any?
ways.
There are.
You can contact it,
Technology
whatever
And
it
ask
is
if they
wonderful.
used
but-
it.
Yeah, but there is too much.
But
It's-
yeah,
it's
technology is that the
definitely-
greatest strength is the worst,
Yeah.
greatest weakness.
Yeah,
It's scary, you know, what we
definitely.
can accomplish now for good and bad with it all.
Yeah.
But remember, Chris, this was going back probably a year ago now. Hopefully it's not still happening. But you had warned us too at one point, when we go to gas stations and we use our credit
Yes.
card, you were
Right.
saying thieves were
Have a
slipping on
scanner or
one small
something.
mechanism, like a big truck they'd pull up to the station with, so no one inside could see what they were doing, quick switch out, and then they would get our card numbers and everything. Is that still
Yeah.
going on?
That's like
Now,
when they-
don't they tell you that when you go to the gas station, see, I read all
You're
this
so
stuff.
good, Bonnie.
Facebook again.
That you, before you put your card in, pull on it.
Well,
I
And
always
it
do that.
pulls it. If something's there, it will count, it will move out.
they're getting more advanced.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has that tape they put over
Right.
the keyhole or
Yeah,
wherever it
but
opens up.
that's-
You can
yeah.
buy that on Amazon
Yeah.
and just put it back over it when you're done
Yeah.
tampering with it. But what they're doing is they're actually taking a small piece of wire and they're putting it inside the mechanism that reads your credit cards. So they're intercepting that information and they're putting it on a Bluetooth drive and they're just downloading it right to a computer in the area.
Oh, wow.
So
It's
unfortunately,
crazy.
by pulling on it, you're not going to realize that they have that inside there.
Okay.
And it takes seconds to get it done too. And again, you can buy the gas keys online. It costs $7 to do
What
it.
is it?
Charles.
The gas
What
key
was
to unlock
No,
the
it can't be.
gas pump.
Be here.
So you pull up, you unlock the gas pump, and you can quickly clip on your little mechanism, and now you're getting everybody's credit card information that uses that.
You gotta be careful.
Well, in Londonderry, we had one case at one of our local gas stations. I won't say which one it is. They had nothing to do with it at all, just so we're clear.
That's the
But,
thing is the gas stations don't know
they
what's
don't.
happening.
They have no
yeah.
idea.
No.
But after we realized what was going on, the entire detective division went to every single gas pump in the town of Londonderry and physically examined it to make sure we didn't have any, and we found one.
Yeah.
We found one of them, but we were able to get the information off of the mechanism they used to try and
To
steal the
trace
credit
it
card.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we were able
trace
to
it.
get that
That's good.
information and keep them from getting the credit
Yeah.
cards.
That's-
Now, what
that's
about,
something.
I've been to a newer gas station down closer to where I live, and they have a picture of a padlock on it. It says we have some special lock on it, so when you put your card in, you don't have to be worried.
About.
I'm not
Yeah.
too
I
sure what
usually
that
go
is.
inside to pay
being-
now.
That's what I do
don't
every single
trust,
time.
I
I go
don't
inside.
trust using the pump
No.
anymore. I always say like, I'll fill it up and
Unfortunately, people that work for gas stations or other places,
Are crooked as well.
sometimes they can be,
Wait,
sometimes
really?
they're involved. So
gotta be
it's
careful.
unfortunate.
So we
They
just
have a
go in
small
with
device they
cash?
could put on that.
Probably your safest bet.
So where you swipe your debit card inside the store,
could
they
be.
could just be putting their little device
Also,
on there.
weren't the
just take
chips
it.
supposed to be more secure?
They are.
Well, they're an issue in itself. Like my chip's fallen out of my card twice. Like
I've never
it's
tried
scratched so much it doesn't read the pump, so I have to insert it 3
using it
times
too
before I
much.
can slide it. And it's like
Have you considered getting a new card?
twice. And I got 2 cards twice,
I say,
and it still doesn't.
I have an issue at
Maybe it's
Market
Fidelity, I
Basket
don't
with my chip, and I went right over to the bank when I left Market Basket. They issued me a new card, and the new card still has the same issues.
Thanks, Chris.
Charles is protesting this issue. So thank you.
So what did you do, Kath? I'm sorry.
I'm on my second new debit card because, and it's only at Market Basket, the chip doesn't work.
Yeah. No, mine's
Oh,
all
I didn't realize
scratched.
that
2
either.
times I've gotten a new card
Oh.
in like the past 4 months.
Maybe you two use it too much.
I'm not answering the question.
Jeez.
No, maybe, yeah. But like somebody said the chips fall out. What happens if the chips fall out? It's not like connected
get
to
a
your
new
card.
card.
Like well, my thing is like he does not
It's
like
2
it.
cents.
He's like, this is ridiculous. If the chip falls out, is the chip anyway connected to your cards?
I
Like,
don't
can
know the
somebody
answer to that
pick
one.
up the chip and like somehow get access to your card
Oh,
based
if
on
they
the
use,
chip?
just use the chip.
Just use the chip, like, and put it in a card. Does it? I don't know.
I'm
That
sure
was
they can because
curious.
the way they're doing it before the chip came along was they were just taking the information off the magnetic
Off the
strip in the
magnet
back,
strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
making their own magnetic strip
Yeah.
and re-encoding your information
Excuse
onto
me.
a different card.
There you go.
We
I'm sure
had
they
cups
could.
of water right there.
Germs in there.
Do you know something else I think about, Chris, too, with everything you see every day, every night, on the weekends? But what about the driving, the distracted drivers now, too, in every town, every city? Because that scares me for all of us, our children.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the phones, and if you're not
Oh, I know
texting,
that.
you're
Even-
talking through
yeah.
your car, which is still a major, a distress. So what do you think,
Yeah.
or what can you, what do you think about all that now?
Well, I think we were again ahead of the curve in New Hampshire where we enacted
Yes.
the hands-free.
Right,
So that was a good thing.
He's trying to answer for you.
But unfortunately, people don't obey the law, and you still see people texting. And we've had officers that have almost been severely injured working a detail or on a traffic stop.
because people aren't
Because,
using it.
Yeah.
We had one officer that was actually physically bumped by a vehicle because somebody wasn't paying attention to him because they were on their phone, and he was just trying
So
to
you
stop
guys
traffic.
find that the new law hasn't really stopped people from,
It's-
even though it's been,
Distract.
what, a year or 2 since the law passed?
Yeah, I'd say it's slowed down, but I don't
Yeah.
really know if there's any stats that we can base that on because there was no law to
Yeah,
enforce
that's
prior to that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what numbers
Yeah.
we can use to show a
And
decrease
people
or
are
an
being
increase.
pulled over for it, though, aren't
They
they?
are.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I've heard that within town, which is.
Especially here in Londonderry, we take it very seriously.
I'm so proud of all of you for doing that
Yeah.
because,
Yes.
I'm sure at times it could be me too, but
Yeah.
it's like, boy, we need
Oh,
to
it's
be
like
reminded.
texting and driving.
No,
Are you admitting that on TV?
No, but thank goodness not. But you know what I do, and I know it's legal, but even just talking, through the mechanism in your car, because my car's older, so I only have the little mismatched one that we have on the window there. But still, yes, I can hear the voice and I'm driving, but it still seems to be a distraction to me. I mean, better than it's hands-free
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay, so here's
but-
your solution.
Yeah.
No phone calls while you're
You know,
driving.
and that is
Yeah.
the answer, just like it used to be. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
No
you
phone
know?
calls.
No, do you use your phone though in the car, or do you really? 'Cause
when
I
I-
do know
When
people
she
who
has
say no.
Bluetooth,
When I
I'll call her,
have,
she'll be like, I can't talk. My Bluetooth, I'm on Bluetooth. I don't
yeah,
want
'cause
to talk
when
to
I
her.
have my sports car, when I've got the little
Yeah.
sports car, I don't have Bluetooth because it's an old car. But when I have the Acadia, that's got the
You have Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
And
So
then you feel safe in that with
Yeah,
the
I'm fine
Bluetooth?
with that.
Here's a
Yeah.
question. I'm asking for somebody. When I say somebody, I probably mean Kevin. He's always on his earplugs when he's driving. Is it legal to wear earphones? Because you know how the iPhones, you can talk with the earphones?
As long as you're not distracted, I don't see
Okay,
it.
all right, I
But
wasn't
you
sure.
also have
We
to
see a
understand
lot
that
of
you have
people
to
with
Because
leave
I'm
it
not
for-
gonna lie,
Yeah.
that's how I talk on the
Emergency
phone. 'Cause I don't have
vehicles.
Bluetooth.
See, I don't.
I don't
either.
have Bluetooth.
Either. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I just
I'd
don't
caution
talk
you
on the
to-
phone.
I mean,
can't
it's
hear
very
emergency
rare,
vehicles.
but yeah.
You're right. That's true.
You get somebody coming up behind you, an ambulance or something like that, and you have
You
headphones
can't
in.
hear, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
probably better off putting it on speaker and just putting it down.
I would say so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And even that,
definitely.
like we're moving, like with the speaker, just like trying to, it's such.
I know,
a
I've walked up
different
to your car
world.
once and I thought it was you talking, it was your Bluetooth. So I was talking, I was like,
I was
"That's Sherry's
inside
voice."
and you could hear.
Yeah.
It's a different world in just 5 years.
If
with
you
it all.
feel distracted by something, then
Stop it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Stop
absolutely.
doing
No matter
it
what
is
it
the
is,
real-
even if there's no
yeah.
law that says you can't do it,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you personally
right.
feel like it's affecting your
Yeah.
driving, then just don't do it.
You're
Common
absolutely
sense,
right.
just don't do it.
Don't do it, yeah.
Just don't.
Hear that,
That's
buddy?
the
Yeah,
best way
that
to
is,
do it.
yeah.
So I'd like to jump to a different subject with Chris, the rail trail. We were talking about a while back, you and I had emailed about doing a walk. So can you expand on that a little, like the thoughts behind all that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our social media team, and we've been focusing a lot on the younger crowd in town. The kids, we did our ice cream social that drew a
was a
huge
big
crowd.
hit.
It was
Yeah.
gigantic.
Yeah.
We've done 2 movie nights that have been huge hits. We're going to keep doing that. But as we were talking amongst our group, our social media team, we came up with the idea or the thought that we should really focus on our seniors. We have a gigantic senior population here in Londonderry.
Yes.
And we'd like to include them. We'd like them to get to know us, make them feel safe, answer any questions they have. So some of the ideas I know that you brought up was maybe a senior walk. Just grab a couple of officers and walk up and down the rail trail with some of the seniors. I also asked if we could possibly implement a senior night over on the town common where there's just a bunch of officers over there and maybe a movie's playing or music's playing or something like that, but they can go up to the officer and feel free to talk to them about whatever they want, any questions they have, anything that they've been hesitant to report to the police.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a different setting, it's a more comfortable setting,
Right.
so maybe somebody's more apt to mention
come out and
something.
say something. No, he doesn't want your binky.
I'll take it.
You want to try holding him? You want to
I have a question.
pass it down?
When they drop off
him
their
on here.
prescriptions, because this has been, mentioned to me, how they drop off their pills and stuff, do they need to remove their labels off their pills before they drop them off to you?
You don't have to, those are completely destroyed by
Okay.
the DEA, so.
So they don't have to, they can just bring them in?
Yep,
Okay.
by all means you can, if it makes you feel more comfortable, but those,
But you
those are
don't, but
completely
they
destroyed.
don't have to. They
Right.
did ask me that question. Yeah, no. Good,
I am so sorry.
that's
all right.
fine.
Oh no.
This
Oh, no,
just
no, no,
adds
no, no,
to
no.
the
Yeah,
show.
just
I
adds
think
to it.
Charles is trying to remind me that I was supposed to, we were going to make a little joke of it.
Oh.
That you might notice, people watching at home, that one of our Londonderry
Oh,
View
he was
mugs
pointing at your mug.
is missing. I think Charles was trying to let me know. But we were kidding that because at first we were all looking for it out there, and then we remembered that we did have 4, hoping to get more so that our nice guests eventually we
Can
can
get
give them a
one.
little
Yeah.
remembrance piece. But actually, what happened? Who wants to tell everyone what happened to our 4th mug?
Go ahead.
Sitting in the governor's office.
We gave it to the governor, to our Governor Sununu, in which he smiled and really seemed to get quite a kick out of that because he is going to be coming on our show, or we are going to be coming
Going
the
to his
house,
office?
going
Yes.
to his place of business in a sense. So that's in the works. But yes, so that's where our 4th mug is safely in our state capital, which is quite an honor for us too, because
Yeah.
we never
Safe
really
and sound, all locked up.
it's hard to believe that we're all sitting here and and presenting this to the town with Chris Olson and with
Yes.
trying to share the good and everything that's happening around the community. So unless does anyone have anything else for tonight? Chris, is there anything else that we
else you'd
missed
like
that
to
we
add?
should
Thank you
share?
for sharing your
Yeah.
spotlight with
Yes.
Charlie Brown.
We have
Charlie Brown.
two
That's
great men with
fantastic.
us.
Yeah, buddy.
But anything else, Chris?
Myself, Kirby, and Sherry did not coordinate on
Oh,
colors.
I was just looking at that and
Well,
I'm
you
saying,
guys, it's the first day of fall. What's up? Well, I can understand you, but you.
I'm not giving up yet
Where are your
on summer
flip-flops?
weather.
Oh, I'm not giving
I have
up on
flip-flops
summer.
on, I do.
Me too.
See, I
Sandals.
love fall, so
But
Yeah.
it is
I'm ready
funny
for
when
my
with the
sweaters.
colors.
Yeah, you guys,
Fall.
Yeah.
you all got the memo.
There you go.
got the memo.
And I like Bonnie's necklace there, the American flag, and we've got the. But everyone, we are going. I think Charles is letting us know that we are going to say goodnight and thank you, and special
boss.
thanks to a great man that's with Allstate,
thank
Chris
you.
Olson, who
Chris.
does so much for our community.
pleasure, thank you.
And for taking the time out of your extremely busy schedule. And until next time, bye. We'll see you next
Bye.
time. Thank you.